Yo, I am having my breakfast outside. Let me show you something. This is a spinach pie. I am so excited. It's only $2.99 at a local grocery store called Sobeys. It is not as good as, as it was made in the Balkans, because we are known for pies. My God, we owned a restaurant called Balkan Kitchen for a couple of years here in St. John's, Newfoundland. My ex-wife used to make these. My God, they were good, because you have to make pastry from scratch. This is, kind of pre-made pastry, but it's really, really amazing. And it's, to me, just as good as the original. The proof is in the pudding, really. Either you're doing it or not. Unfortunately, no more meat pies. For me, they are too greasy. So from now on, only vegetarian options. And you know what? I've never been happier, to oblige. My whole life I lived like I had no restrictions. Everything was okay. Everything was fine. And truly, I could never enjoy it because everything was okay. I honestly think that as humans, we need some sort of restrictions in order for us to truly enjoy life. I think part of it is also kind of breaking these rules that gets us off, When everything is just given to you, you don't really appreciate it. And parents probably understand this more so than anybody else. When you give everything to your children, they don't appreciate it, but when they work for it themselves, then they appreciate it so much more. And that goes back to that whole issue of control, You think you can control absolutely everything, and then you realize you don't. I love this example that they have in hockey. When you do something bad, you go out for 2 minutes. So recently I had my 2 minutes out, because of my own heart issue. So while in the hospital, I was kind of forced to sit on the bench and look at the game from the outside. And it gave me a whole new perspective. The tricky thing about this thing in hockey is that, when you're out for 2 minutes, your team is down to 1 player, down to 5 players. So when you have 6 playing 6, and then suddenly for 2 minutes it's 5 against 6, you realize you being out teaches you and your whole team a very valuable lesson. That your mistake is not just your mistake. It affects everybody else. That's a very, very, very important lesson in life. That yes, your life belongs to you. Yes, what you do only concerns you, and you are supposed to look out for number one, and that's you. But truly, this whole experience is not a solo project. We're not here alone, and without others, we're nothing. It's very important to understand that whatever we do has an effect on everybody else around us, whether that's good or bad. And that's where the puck stops. So if you're out there trying to live your life just for yourself, you are missing the entire point of this existence. Seriously. And then, on top of it all, because we live selfishly just for ourselves, for our own pleasure and our own existence, we become these control freaks that try to control everything. We try to control our own lives. We try to control the life of others. We try to control the weather. We try to control the economy, the outcomes. And that breeds more control from others. Next thing you know, everybody is controlling everything and nobody is truly happy. Again, that's the whole point. Not knowing what's going to happen. Letting go of the control, believing in the universe, believing in the goodness of people, believing in chance. What creates this beautiful existence that we call life. One famous poet said, I live in expectations. You know, we are always happy when we think of things that are going to happen, rather than when the things happen. The point is to realize that, you know, whatever it is that we want to do takes steps. It's a process. So from the moment you have an idea to the moment that idea becomes a reality, that whole process is that thing. You have to be equally happy from the moment you conceive an idea, and then you execute the first step, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and then there's a final step. If you enjoy every step, then you're living in the moment. Then everything is happiness. But if you focus on the last step, or if you keep thinking back about the step before, you're never going to be happy, of course. Then you're focusing on the present. You're not focusing on the present, you're focusing on the past and the future. And you know where that leads us. Back to being selfish, back to being controlling. I'm just coming back from my counseling session, and I realized that my whole life I've been sort of giving away myself, giving away my time, giving away my sense of control to others, thinking that they would return it back to me. In that way I was trying to manipulate the situation as well, of course. You know, by doing for others, I would expect that they would do things for me, and that's not how these things work too. Altruism is when you give away something without expecting anything back. I had to learn the hard way that not even my life belongs to me, that my partner does not belong to me, my children don't belong to me. We share all this. And through sharing, we achieve that unity of the existence. Seriously. Let go of the control. Enjoy yourself. Have a spinach pie. And you know what? When the referee calls time out and then you're out on the bench for 2 minutes, use those 2 minutes to truly look at the game. To truly look at your own contribution to your own life. Are you doing the right thing or are you doing the wrong thing? Again, there is no right and wrong, really. It's all subjective. But is the way you're playing the game contributing, first of all, yourself, and second of all, your team? If it's not, then you really need to look deeply within yourself and find out how it is that how I can help my team achieve, a goal or a win, so we can all be happy together. Because truly, man, if you keep scoring while your team is, falling behind, you're not gonna succeed in life. We either move forward together or we all fall behind. No happiness for one unless there's no happiness for everybody else. I keep repeating the same point. We either share, we either enjoy together, or we all suffer in silence. The rich and the poor. The true test of your own existence is when you go to bed home alone. You ask yourself whether you're happy or not. If you're not, then do something. If you want to be loved, love. Do the first step and enjoy it, because it leads to the second, and then the third, and then the final. And watch out for those 2 minutes. They can be really, really mind-blowing. Love you all. See you in the next video. I'm gonna enjoy my spinach pie. Love it. Yay!